volley, where we serve up the questions and our guest volleys the answers. We're going to bring in our director of racket sports here, Frank Frenchy Forgeot.
Hey guys.
Welcome. Now these questions have come from the committee, so don't blame the delivery, okay? So.
And don't take the answers for, we'll take them lightly on the answers.
All right, so here we go. Question 1. Where were you born?
So it's a little town in France called Annemasse, which is in Haute-Savoie, and it's close to Switzerland.
Excellent. Yep. Good. Look that up on your map for those of you who
Google
are
Map,
geographically
you'll be able to
challenged.
see it.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
right. All right. One question. How old were you when you first played tennis?
I think the first racket I held, I was probably 6 or 7 years old. So first lessons, probably my 7 years old, but first time I hit a tennis ball was probably at 6. It's been a while. I'm about to turn 42, so you do the math.
Awesome. Now, so you obviously really enjoy tennis, right? But what do you love most about tennis?
I think growing up, tennis was like my main sport. I played a lot of, how do you call this, team sports, but tennis was my main sport. I think what brought me into tennis and kept me into tennis is the fact of you're working with yourself. You have to problem solve on your own. Where team sports, you have your coach, you have your buddies that you're playing with. So that was very appealing to me, and still to this day, I miss my singles days, but I'm happy to be able to work in doubles and problem solve in doubles as well. So I think that was really the attracting part for me, is like work by yourself, trying to solve all these issues that we all encounter on the court actually. So,
That's awesome. All right, well, we know you don't spend all your time here at the tennis center.
What, you mean?
So you have other hobbies,
I have
right?
a life apart from the club.
So for those that don't know, let's go under the sea. So one of the key things, one of the questions we ask is, what's the strangest creature you've ever seen while diving?
So that is a tough one. I believe, thinking about this a little bit, this past summer we dove in Riviera Beach, Blue Heron Bridge, which was well known for like small creatures and macro photography. It's actually a red-lipped batfish. So I can't really describe it. It's a little freaky. When I saw it, I wasn't sure if I want to get too close or not. But look it up. It is quite interesting. It has the very red puffed up lips and some kind of gill system that's going on. So it's a pretty interesting fish.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd have been nervous about that.
I have pictures for those of you. I have pictures. Yeah.
All right. So back to the tennis courts. A lot of us have played a lot of team tennis. You've seen some great matches here. A lot more tiebreakers this year than ever. So the question is, what's the key to winning that tiebreaker?
I wish I had a playbook I could hand to you guys as far as winning tiebreakers. The way I approach tiebreakers is you're basically tied. When you look at it, I won the first set, you won the first set, Gay, it's a brand new match. Yes, it's it's first to 10, you don't have the adds, deuce. But what I tend to do when I play tiebreakers is I play high percentage tennis. I don't go for anything too crazy. High percentage, middle ball, a little bit higher above the net, and basically trying to force my opponent to make the mistake. I try to take as very little risk as possible when I play my tiebreakers.
So remember that, tennis fans. All right?
High percentage tennis. Hit it high and a high percent. There you go.
There you go.
Go wrong.
So before you became a director of racket sports here at Pelican Sound, I mean, what was your very first job you ever had?
My first official paying job, I'm going to go with that one. The ones
the other ones might be more fun.
They might be more fun, but my first job, I was just turning 16. I was still in high school, and there's a huge, I'm going to call it a flea market, but it's a massive flea market. It's probably the size of Fort Myers, close to where I grew up in southwest of Paris, called the Hangis, so you can look it up as well. It has all the fruit. It has a fish department, it has a meat department, it has a fruit and vegetables. So I worked as a unloading truck, whatever you call me. A busboy of the trucks was my pallet jack unloading fruits and vegetables at 3:30 in the morning in the freezing cold of the refrigerated trucks. But my mom was like, it's time for you to start earning your keeps. So she's like, you better go get a job. So I get on my little scooter at 3:30 in the morning, drive my 30 miles to work, and I had a blast. It was a great experience.
That's pretty good. 16.
Yeah, life learning experience. I was mingling with a lot of guys that had an interesting life story.
Yeah,
so,
I bet.
It taught me a lot. So happy you guys. It was a good job. Didn't last long, but it was a good job. Yep.
Well, let's go back to the sea here for a second.
The sea,
Back to the water.
Yes.
All right, so we've seen the strangest thing. What's the scariest thing that's ever happened to you while you've been diving?
Apart from the shark encounters and the moray eels, I think my scariest experience is when I caught the bends. That was the summer we had Irma, so what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever that was. 3 deep dives in the 95 plus feet, and for some reason got totally dehydrated, came back to the surface, lost consciousness, turned totally pale, my veins popping out, and I spent 9 hours in a hyperbaric chamber. So that was probably personally the scariest experience.
And you still dive.
And I still dive. It was nothing of my wrongdoing.
Right.
So that's why, I mean, it was scary.
Wow.
I mean, I have a dive insurance. The hospital I went to was top technology for this, but 9 hours in the hyperbaric chamber, it's not fun. So I don't recommend it to anybody.
No. But you still must love it because
I still love it.
Yeah.
Jill and I, Baby Cake, for those of you that know her by Baby Cake, we still go diving a ton. This time of year it's a bit tougher for me to dive because season, but usually in the summer is when we do our big dive trip, and I dive a lot in the summer. So looking forward to May and June when we can start diving again. Yeah.
All right, our last easy one here from the tennis court. So
All
who's your favorite tennis player and why?
I go between two, to be honest. Mr. Roger, Sir Roger, and probably Rafa.
All right.
These are my two, and I'll tell you probably why I'm going to lean a little bit more towards Rafa. I think the guy that has come so much adversity early in his career, his knees issues, now his latest foot issues, he's come back stronger every single time from his adversity, which is a good life lesson. The fighting spirit he has on the court is, I think nobody has that kind of fighting spirit. Federer, very classy guy, but he's had his outbursts on the court. He's had his problem with umpires. So I'd have to give it to Rafa. Not by much. God knows Roger, but I think Rafa's got a couple more years in him, and he might really become the GOAT of tennis.
Yeah, he's a great role model for tennis.
He is.
Too.
I think he inspires a lot of kids. All these top players, they have their academies, but I think he takes it just over Roger for me.
Awesome.
Yeah. So.
All right, we're going to move in, tennis fans, to the net now. This is going to be our volley section.
Oh boy, I got my hands ready. Let's go.
Quick, either or, hot, cold kind of situation, all right? All right, here we go. Add or deuce?
Add.
Downward dog or child's pose?
I don't know either one of them, but downward dog sounds fun.
Sunrise or sunset?
Oh, definitely sunrise for me.
Cat or dog?
Dog.
Poach or drop shot?
Coach.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wilson or Yonex?
Wilson.
Ooh. Peanut or plain?
Peanut.
And the last one, Federer or Nadal?
Well, I'm going to go with Djokovic on the last. No, just kidding. Yeah, I'll stay with Nadal.
Awesome.
So.
Well, thanks for being a good sport and
Absolutely.
joining us here today.
Hopefully you've learned a little bit about Frenchie after 7 years. It was due. Thanks for doing this, Gay. It was a pleasure being interviewed for my first time.
There you go.
And we'll see you guys courtside.
Yeah, keep it between the lines, fans.